Now, I'll start with a little bit of an introduction about the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE. It's the largest technical professional organisation in the world, and itself has a very grand history, tracing its roots back to 1884. So it's no surprise then that such a institution steeped in tradition would also recognise and celebrate the history of institutions and facilities that richly contribute to sustained engineering enterprises. So the IEEE Milestones program honours very significant technical achievements in these areas associated with IEEE. And to date, 177 IEEE milestones have been dedicated throughout the world. But I'll leave the special details about all the milestones and the other variations on the theme to the speakers, because I'm sure that will be a topic of discussion. I had the very great pleasure of attending a special dedication at Mount Stromlo last year, where I met Kathleen Kramer at as the incoming president, I think. So we are indeed very fortunate to have her here today as president of the IEEE, as one of the founding faculty of the electrical engineering departments at the University of San Diego. Professor Kramer is a noted academic leader and long-standing director of engineering at USD. Kathleen has had a number of very significant positions in global technology companies, including Bell Labs and Hewlett-Packard, as well as dedicating herself to furthering the impact of the IEEE through many elected and senior offices she's held over the years. Today, as IEEE President, we warmly welcome her to the stage to say a few words. Thank you.
So thank you for joining me today, all of us today, for this special celebration celebrating my own very first milestone as president. Rather than president-elect, it's completely different, for 2025. And it's been a pleasure for me in recent years, even before I was president-elect. So occasionally your region director gets the opportunity to pretend to be the president from time to time. But I was inspired. These celebrations are very joyful to me, as everybody in this room can feel. It's an opportunity not only to celebrate, but to observe and preserve the groundbreaking technical research and developments, the women and men behind them that have shaped the trajectory of technology, our communities, and our institutions. By celebrating the pride and prestige of these achievements, we demonstrate how engineers, scientists, and technologists contribute to our global community. It's essential that our pioneering technological developments and discoveries and the people behind them are recognized and celebrated for generations to come, and for me as president, are recognized and celebrated by IEEE so that others can celebrate them for many years to come. We are the largest technological association in the world. We reached 500,000 members in the past month. And it's an important part of our mission to preserve the legacy and heritage of our professions and recognize great achievements, which in themselves inspire and promote the importance and more achievements. In today's fast-paced and technology-driven world, it's more essential than ever that we're preparing the next generation of engineers and scientists, and by inspiring them with wonderful milestones such as this, we inspire more of great people into our fields. So this particular milestone, I'll give my few little words that I have on it, but I cede to the many experts in this room that I'm happy. I was very pleased to get a tour just beforehand, and I myself had never been here before, but one of the qualities that I have that wasn't mentioned in the biography is I was a major in physics a second major in physics as an undergraduate, and in IEEE, rarely do I get asked about that. And I was on a plane once years ago, and I found myself sitting next to the current president of one of the physics societies, and he explained to me that they did articles on hidden physicists that are so the physicists are all nodding yes, there's many hidden physicists, and so you can look that up, but I'm officially a hidden physicist. And so this Ion Accelerator Facility is a unique scientific facility, and some of the most accurate beam control and detection technology in the world, driven by Australia's largest and highest energy ion accelerator, ions ranging from hydrogen to plutonium. So using strong electric fields to accelerate the atoms heavier than helium to high speed, scientists can study the structure of matter at a subatomic level. And I do truly appreciate the scientists providing their insights just as we took this tour today. By doing all this, the facility has aided humanity in achieving technical excellence in diverse domains throughout its history. No wonder that researchers from all over the globe have come here to use the power and precision of this heavy ion accelerator to explore a wide range of topics. And I particularly appreciate the insights that were provided about, frankly, the engineering that was applied to the facility to extend it and make it more and better than what it was even originally designed to be. So to date, 264 IEEE milestones had been dedicated around the world. Today is the third for Australia and the second for the Australian Capital Territories. Australia's first was dedicated in the New South Wales section, recognizing the Parkes radio telescope contribution. The second milestone was for the tremendous achievements of the Deep Space Station 43 that I was privileged to be a part of that dedication ceremony. And the third is this one today. Last year, we also celebrated, I'll skip. I'm sorry, Amberesh, I'll skip the citation from the observatory. The IEEE Milestone Program is funded by donations to the IEEE Foundation. I have to do the commercial. And the philanthropic partner of the IEEE, the foundation leverages the generosity of donors interested in supporting our mission activities, such as today's milestone. And it was the first milestone that I pretended to be the president at, where I came to realize just what power it had with everyone to draw so many people from around and to celebrate the achievements of many and sharing what somebody's grandfather did and what somebody's grandmother participated in and the impact around the world. And so it is wonderful to be here today to talk about the achievements of this facility. And so we have an IEEE History Committee, and we have volunteers who dedicated much effort to getting this through the IEEE History Committee, and it's my great privilege as president to personally know the historians of the IEEE, and we actually have some on staff just for this purpose. So I want to once again thank everyone for joining us for today's very special milestone ceremony, and to share my sincere gratitude to Faoud Kurota, the chair of the section, and the volunteers of the Australian Capital Territory section. Of course, Amberesh, for your efforts and for the support of this nomination. And I applied all efforts to celebrate and safeguard the contributions of society made by many in our field of interest, which very much includes physics. And so with that, I thank you, and I will introduce my beloved colleague, Takako Hashimoto. She is a professor in Japan, and she's also the lead and part of our board of directors of the IEEE. She leads the entire Region 10. 200,000 of my 500,000 are being shepherded by Takako. So without further ado, Dr. Hashimoto.
Uh, Thank you so much, Kathleen. I am Takako Hashimoto, IEEE Region 10 Director. And as Kathleen mentions, I am a part of her team, so under her leadership. So I am now leading the IEEE Asia Pacific region with 200,000 members. So, and actually, last year I came here to join a special citation event, the observatory, Solomon. So it was so nice event. And this year, at that time, I came here to look at this facility. It was so inspiring place. But this year, as I became the Region 10 Director, so this event is quite special event, remarkable event for me too. Okay. So anyway, it is a great honor to be here today. This significant achievement, the dedication of the IEEE milestone for the Heavy Ion Accelerator, 1973. So this recognition is a testament to the remarkable contribution of the researchers and engineers who have worked tirelessly to advance nuclear science and its applications. So IEEE milestone honors technological innovations that have made a lasting impact on society, and the Heavy Ion Accelerator Facility stands as a prime example of how scientific breakthroughs contribute to our understanding of fundamental physics, nuclear medicine, and material science. I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Australian Capital Territory section. So this is the second milestone for your section, and also last year you have special citation. You achieved a so great contribution in such a short term. So we really appreciate your contribution to IEEE and also Region 10. So milestone is very prestigious and very helpful to increase the IEEE presence and also Region 10 presence. Thank you so much. So yeah, thank you. So, and I also wish to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of all those who played a role in making this achievement possible. So, and as we celebrate this milestone today, so let us also take this opportunity to reflect on the broader impact of engineering and technology in shaping our world. So may this recognition encourage future innovations and inspire the next generation of the engineers to push the boundaries of knowledge and discovery. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you both so much for those wonderful words and for your global leadership. It's very significant. Thank you so much. I might just start on the other page. I did have it the right way around. It is my pleasure for this event today, and let me just say from the beginning, and we've met earlier last year, but I must thank Dr. Ambarish Natu, Vice Chair at the IEEE ACT Council, and for his championing of this cause over the last, well, you'll tell us for how long, I'm sure, very soon. But I'm so pleased to have you as a local champion, both in the ACT section but also nationally. So thank you so much. So for well over a decade, Ambarish has been an active office holder with the local national IEEE chapters. And as IEEE milestone proposer, I invite him today to say a few words. Thanks.
So as he's about to speak, so I have a history committee recognizes and commends Ambarish Natu for his researching and proposing the milestone for the Heavy Ion Accelerator Facility in 1973.
Oh,
Congratulations. Yes. I'll take it back while you speak.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Thank you, Tim, for the kind introduction. Tom, Kathleen, Takako, Zia, who's our Region 10 representative for the Asia Pacific region, Fuad, distinguished guests, and IEEE members. Welcome to the ceremony. I'll describe to you the journey, what made you come here. All that pain, Kathleen had to travel here. Takako traveled from Japan all the way. So you can all blame it on me. So this, I'll just give a bit of history of how this came about. The journey actually starts in June, July of 2023, when I just heard a tweet that this wonderful facility is celebrating 50 years through an acquaintance of mine, and that's how it came about. And at that time I said, oh, we have something so wonderful, an institution based in Canberra, which is, gone through this journey for 50 years. I should look into it. Very little did I know about the subject, I must say. I did not know even IEEE supported a society under it. So even before I began, I had to do my own homework. And that's when I realized IEEE actually has a society, Nuclear and Plasma Sciences Society. So I said, that's fantastic. So we have a society that actually supports and promotes this work through its volunteers and whatnot. So I had the basis to start off with. So after doing a bit of research and groundwork, I shoot an email to Professor Mahananda on 15th of August 2023. I remember the dates. So I looked it up, and I think so she was overseas at that time. So a couple of weeks, nothing happened. So I'm not sure if Hotan is present here. Oh, there he is. He's sitting at the back. So he's been an active local member of our chapter or section, I should say. So I reached out to him saying, I'm not getting a response from Mahananda. Probably it's sitting in a spam mail or something. So he was very kind enough to send an email to her, and immediately got a response. And that's where the journey started. Actually in August, end of August, around 23. And she reached out to Tom and saying, okay, he will help you out. And we had David as well. I think so he's sitting here somewhere. I saw him earlier. There you go, just behind Tom. I think so they put out a lot of information. Nikolai. Yes. So I had to gather a lot of information to put forward a case before I could even put up a case with the History Society, or the History Committee, I should say. So once all that information was gathered, it took about 7-8 months just to gather that information, make sure it's at par. I had a bit of history of of 2 milestones already been approved, so I knew what was the expectation. So it was not a trial and error like I had for the DSS space station. I had 18 revisions done for that submission, and I had to do 0 for this one. But the paper, the groundwork was quite solid. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, David, and thank you, Nikolai, for making it actually happen. I made their job a bit difficult, I must say, because that actually helped to make it through. But the biggest challenge was, I think so, I have a big friend of mine in the US. One of the advocates for this, who champions this cause for us on the History Committee, is Brian Berg. I think so he's based in San Jose, I think so, in the Silicon Valley. I've never met him in person, but Professor Lang Funs has sent me 3 photos each occasion he has met him. But he's been a great champion for all the 3 celebrations we have had in Canberra, the ESS 43, the Solar Observatory, and today the HIAF 73 as well. So Brian Berg has been our advocate on the History Committee to make it actually happen. So about, after a long journey, I think so in July, I think so, of 2024, we had our milestone actually approved by the history committee. And then we had a visit on the 6th of September by Tom Coughlin and Takako while they were visiting the special citation ceremony here. Had a tour of these facilities, and I said, this is up on the agenda in 2 weeks' time. You have to approve it. So they were kind enough, to have said, definitely, it's going to get through. And 2 weeks later, I think so 3 weeks later, we got an email saying it was approved by the board of directors. Thank you for making it happen. And that's where the journey ended. But apart from that, then we had to go for the, I believe in the middle, we also had a tweak of our citation done in the middle. That took a bit of while, and we were being asked by our advocate, do you want to go back through our journey of 12 or 18 months again? And they were quite happy with that. But that's where we are, at the end of September it was approved, and today, and it's it's a great time, February, we're celebrating this milestone celebration. So a journey of more than a year, it goes through its checks and balances, ensures the experts have given their opinion. We had 3 experts give and assess this application as well, all from the same background. So they knew what they were assessing. So a very thorough and a rigorous process. And I should congratulate the Australian National University, HIAF, and anyone else if I have missed out, and I think so. Is anyone representing the National Research Infrastructure of Australia here?
They paid my salary.
So I should congratulate all of them. So thank you for the wonderful achievement, and rightly so. I think so. IEEE doesn't take this very lightly. It's a well-deserved recognition, and hopefully it will be a while before we have our next in Canberra. So thank you all for coming today, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much for those words, and we'll talk more, but it means a great deal to me as Director of the school to see this acknowledged. So the facility we celebrate today has stood for over 50 years, but notably it was built on the foundations of early endeavours and earlier accelerators. That 75-year-long tradition of nuclear physics has represented today, is to be represented today by one of our most prominent research leaders, Professor Mahananda Dasgupta. Nanda is an internationally renowned nuclear physicist known for research in accelerator-based nuclear reactions spanning fusion and fission. In Australia, Nanda wears many hats and is well known for his achievements well beyond her science research excellence alone. She actively inspires researchers through her leadership programs in mentorship programs, providing policy advice to the Prime Minister and Cabinet, and is one of the leads in a postgraduate training centre for radiation innovation. This afternoon she joins us as the Scientific Director of the National Research Capability Heavy Ion Accelerators. Nanda, I invite you up. Thanks, Nanda.
What a pleasure and an honor. IEEE President Professor Kramer, IEEE Asia Pacific Region Director Professor Hashimoto. I'm too loud. Distinguished guests and colleagues. And it's such an interesting thing that you are a physicist as well as an engineer, because this is what this facility thrives on. So it's very appropriate that it's your first one and it is that confluence. But coming back to my role here, on behalf of all the people associated with the Heavy Ion Accelerator Facility, since its inception, it's a pleasure and an honor to see the sustained contributions of our beloved accelerator being recognized through this prestigious IEEE Milestone program. I express my deep appreciation to the IEEE for this award and thank the people involved. You have heard the long journey, but by Professor Mr. Nathu, the IEEE committee members who made the selection, the local committee of the ACT who supported us, the referees who supported the accelerator, and my colleague, Dr. Tom McGoram, for their efforts, which has brought us to this wonderful day of celebrations. Over 50 years ago, the leaders of the Research School of Physics of the Australian National University showed great foresight in getting this accelerator, representing a leap of faith in technological possibilities. And we have kept that faith and we have grown it. Since then, the university and the Australian federal government's NCRIS program have ensured the sustained operations of this versatile accelerator, which has enabled frontier research and spawned a broad-ranging applications. In getting to this point, in my mind, there are two key drivers. And I have been here for 33 years. I came here 33 years ago for 2 years, but here I am still. And the two key drivers in my mind are, the first one is our ability to attract people who, to quote one of our distinguished and very well-loved colleague, have fire in the belly, and which means a drive, and a can-do attitude. The laboratory has been very fortunate to have had outstanding people in the past, like David Weiser, Trevor Offel, George Rakulis, Alan Cooper, and this has continued with the current generations. And there are many others here who have just who have been staff in the past, who have a strong connection, students who have just gone out who have a strong connection, and they are all here. And as you said, Kathleen, it is the next generation that we grow, but the next generation stands on the shoulders of the previous generation, and we learn from them. And there's a strong ethos of that. The second driver is the ethos of this laboratory, where the researchers, users, technical staff, the professional staff, they all put their brains together to solve problems. This confluence leads to out-of-box thinking, leading to stunning innovations, some of them with very low-tech solution, but stunning innovations. And this includes many world firsts. And those who went on the tour would have known that there are innovations which have taken up by the industry and also by other laboratories. They have led to real and lasting benefits to the nation in science, industry, and society. I foresee that this will continue to come as the laboratory continues to modernize, innovate, and adapt to meet new challenges and emerging national needs. With that, I'll stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nanda. Thank you so much, Nanda. Very lovely words. Now, before we finish and go outside and have the great unveiling, I'd invite Fuad up to offer some gifts on behalf of the ACT section, please.
On behalf of the ACT section, I would like to thank our IEEE President, Kathleen, taking the time, flying more than 10 hours flight to Australia, and the same for Takako as well. And then you will be leaving tomorrow to USA. So you've been here last year in March, you've been here last year in September. The First Nation owner, they have ever invented something we call the boomerang, that is come back. So we have a small gift for you too. It's a small boomerang you can decorate your head.
Thank you that it's small.
And maybe you'll come back again. And maybe you'll come back again.
Thanks so much. Terrific. Lovely, thank you, Fawad. And I have the pleasure of saying the last thank you for today. Really, this is a significant thing for our school too, so I'm so pleased to have this honour. And please, I think guests, maybe if we adjourn outside, we'll have the great unveiling and then maybe some refreshments afterwards.